Well, at this time, we tend to joke about January or Janu-worry, feeling like the longest month in the year. That's because you have to survive on your December salary, which, as we know, is paid earlier than usual, until the end of January. That's about more than a 40-day wait until you get your next salary. But don't panic. Our personal finance guru, Maya Fisher-French, has some tips on how to survive the long wait between paydays. And partner, you must come and join me on the couch because I know you've got some questions to ask about that one. Maya, good morning. It's a serious issue, though. I mean, you get your bonus, those who get bonuses in December. It's a festive time. You want to celebrate and stuff. But there's lots coming that's facing you in January. How do you manage?
You know, there's some people who are going to be lucky enough to be paid this Friday. And you're basically going to have to survive, as you said, right through to the end of January. So what I suggest you do is you actually start planning for that. I'm going to actually have I'm going to have to just say that I'm getting a feedback on this, mic.
Yeah, so
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. I'm sorry about that feedback. Hopefully our technical director, Henny, can sort it out while we're talking to you. You don't need to be getting feedback because it will be disturbing you. I'm hoping our TD is sorting that out now. Are you still getting feedback, Maya?
Yeah, it sounds like it's been sorted out. So sorry, the viewers. Yeah. I know, I'm getting it back. So I'm just going to talk now.
Okay.
And try and concentrate. So obviously the key thing is to try and pay all your bills as soon as possible. And the huge advantage of, so say, for example, you've got your mortgage or your car finance, is that those compound daily. So when they work out interest, they actually work it out daily. So if you can pay that now, you're actually going to save money rather than waiting till the end of December. So that's one of the tricks to really kind of get those bills paid. Another suggestion I would make is that if they're debit orders that you can't pay early, or bills you can't pay early because they're run by debit order at the end of the month, actually transfer that money out of your account into a savings account, just so that you know it's there and it's just being kept separate. Because one of the big problems we see is actually in January, a spike in these so-called payday loans. This is where you borrow money at the beginning of the month with the expectation of paying it back at the end of the month. And the interest rates and fees are astronomical on that. So you don't want to be in a position where you hit January, you've spent all your money, you've got school fees possibly, school uniforms to buy. So you really want to start planning, buy your uniforms now, settle as many bills as you can, and then, then you've got a little bit of money left for the rest of the month.
So the smart thing is really to set aside the money elsewhere, so it's not in your current account that you are using, and also pay those things you can pay in advance, buy the school uniform in advance. But most people really want to have a party, Maya, at this time. I guess you can have a party, but in a very wise and smart way.
It just goes back to budgeting. And so there's two ways of handling the party. First of all is, of course, you've planned for it. But if you haven't planned for it and you haven't put some stuff away, like using your loyalty points, a lot of people use reward points and loyalty points to kind of fund the present buying and the food buying at this time of year. If you're lucky enough to have got a 13th check, and I must say I'm finding more and more that this 13th check doesn't really exist. People don't seem to be getting bonuses in December to the same extent as they used to. A lot of the bonuses are paid during the rest of the year. But if you're fortunate enough to get one, then what I would do is I'd break it down to three things. Have fun, spend, then choose a debt that you'd love to pay off. It may be even a small clothing account, and try and settle that in full, especially if it's a smaller one. And then you close the account. You actually go and you cut that card up, you close that account, because there's no point paying off debt and then just going back into it in January. And then thirdly, take a portion and save that. That could be putting it into an emergency fund, it could be boosting your retirement annuity, or it could be putting it into a tax-free savings account. So I think if you're getting that 13th check, spoil, debt and save. That would be my advice if you're getting paid early and getting that 13th check.
Very straightforward and simple advice. Thank you very much, Maya Fisher-French. She's our resident Money Matters guru. Partner?